Take me on a date.
Why do guys not call girls pretty anymore? Like, is it old-fashioned?
The amount of men who have commented and said they absolutely will not approach a woman anymore.
I have finally figured out why I dislike all the men that I've...
The amount of men aren't approaching is only increasing. After all, they wanted this.
Most men are going to either be alone or end up with somebody that's been with everybody.
It's just difficult, not from like a feminism standpoint. It's just difficult because I don't think like men are men anymore.
Dating men is just not fun anymore, and anytime I get bored and
The new saying is, men aren't men anymore. But what happened to women being women? Kindly subscribe to the channel as it further supports us in our work. Thank you.
Let me convince you to take me on a date. I wear minimal makeup and I'm all natural. I can cook and clean. I play video games topless. And I'm very submissive. Yes or no?
So you supposed to be the one that approached the female, and then you gotta pay for her food for an opportunity to continue to pay for her food while she's still talking to other. Yeah, these intrusive thoughts, man. I'm trying to. I'm fucking trying, bro. But what? Makes no sense.
Is it just me, or has the rate at which guys approach girls plummeted? Men don't approach women any longer. What's tea? What's going on? Did I miss something? But it's weird. Like, I saw the cutest guy today at a dispensary, and his voice was deep, like tilted my waist, and like, you know, not even a glance, not even like a side eye, nothing. That hurt my feelings.
All this sounds like to me is that men are granting women their wish of not being approached or bothered by men any longer. And this is what I mean when I say women have big egos. She saw a man she was interested in, but instead of her approaching him, she expected the guy to read her mind. And come up to approach her instead. The idea that a man should automatically know when he's being invited to approach reflects the inflated expectations that some women carry today. They want all the control without any of the effort. What's stopping her from walking up and starting a conversation? Fear of rejection? If so, that's something men have dealt with for ages, yet they're still expected to do all the legwork. The truth is, if women want genuine connections and opportunities to meet the men they're interested in, they need to step off the pedestal and meet men halfway.
One of my favorite ways to assert my dominance on the trail as a female hiker is when I see a guy pass me, I ask him, "Oh, was that your wife that just passed me like a mile ago?" Obviously making the assumption that there was another woman that passed them. And every single time they get so defensive and they're like, "What? No." Micro-feminism, ladies.
So, basically, micro-harassment.
Can we talk about how good men will sometimes not approach a woman that he's interested in simply because he's trying to be respectful, and he definitely does not want to be seen as a creep. But the problem with this is that most single women want the man to find her and pursue her, which I think is generally okay because women are not socially practiced in the arts of men. But what's the solution? Because we can't all just sit back and complain that there's no no good men because they're not the ones that are approaching.
It's not that there aren't any good men. Typically, when these women scream that no man is approaching them, they're referring to a specific type of man they want. A man they find attractive or who fits their idealized standards. The reality is, they're often aiming for men who are out of their league, men who simply don't want them. And the reason women do this is because they overvalue themselves in the dating market, thinking they can get whoever they want. But most of the time, this mindset leads to disappointment when they fail to attract the type of guy they truly desire. This behavior stems from an inflated sense of self-worth, which is often fed by social media, attention from men who lack self-respect boosting their ego, and the idea that they're entitled to the best of the best. These women also struggle with the idea of self-reflection. Instead of evaluating what they bring to a relationship or why their approach isn't working, they blame men or claim there are no good men left.
This is the real reason why these guys are not approaching y'all. The big reason why, or a big reason why these men are not approaching you is because you are not approachable, sis. You got RBF syndrome, okay, rest in bitch face. The whole time when men approach you, you're like thinking all these negative thoughts about them, and they feel that energetically because energy is everything, and I'm a firm believer in that. And you're walking around with the stinkest face. Sis, I wouldn't want to approach you either.
Women don't hate men. And
Right.
it's interesting because that's literally what's been showing up all over my content,
Yeah.
like this misunderstanding of like women are the one who pushed this away. No, it's not that they hate you, it's that they're just trying to protect themselves, and their form of protective mechanism is I'm going to do the best I can to try to protect myself by being independent, by doing these things. And like we are to some degree being brainwashed to believe that being independent is more empowering and that not needing a man is empowering. And then on the men's side of like, you have to be overly masculine. There has to be that balance.
Maybe not all women hate men, but a good number of them do. And there's plenty of evidence that shows it. From online movements and viral hashtags like Men Are Trash to casual conversations and media portrayals, it's clear that a significant portion of women harbor resentment or even disdain for men. These sentiments often go beyond constructive criticism, turning into broad generalizations that paint men as inherently bad, oppressive, or useless. And it's true, women are the ones that pushed men away. Over time, the constant narrative that men are the problem in every scenario has worn down their desire to engage. Men have been told they're not good enough, not emotional enough, or not progressive enough. At the same time, any attempt to voice their struggles or defend themselves is often met with accusations of being defensive or dismissive. This creates a lose-lose situation where men feel silenced, undervalued, and unwanted.
Ladies, the men have spoken. 400 of them, to be exact. And they love it when you approach. Not only do they love it when you approach, but they see you as so much more confident and attractive when you do. You are way more likely to meet a guy that you're into if you're willing to make the first move. Look, the Me Too movement was necessary and useful, but it also left a huge amount of men terrified of being seen as predators. If you were a sensible man, you'd agree. Better safe. Been sorry. So now it's up to us women to make it safe for men to shoot their shot. You don't have to be aggressive about it. Just walk up to him, smile, say hi, and let him take it from there. So what are you waiting for?
What is your best advice to single girls in New York City? Go get your free dinners. Go get your free dinners.
Go have fun, go date around. When I was single in New York back in the day, I decided one day that I was just going to date and I was going to find out what I wanted through dating. I don't think you can say what you want.
The thing is, ladies, is that you can't be saying this in one breath and then in the next breath be complaining that men are not taking you out to nice fancy dinners on the first date anymore. Because men know that you're doing this. They would rather have a very casual, easy to end kind of date like a coffee date or a walk. Men don't have a problem with you figuring out what you want and going on multiple dates. That's fine. The problem is when you expect him to invest a whole lot of resources and time and effort while you are not sure about him at all. Or still trying to figure it out, which again is okay. And he's totally okay with that. He just doesn't want your expectations to be way up here when what you're willing to give is way down here.
Wow, you heard that. When she was back in New York, she was just going on dates. With multiple men, and guess what? She's still single. This is the kind of behavior that older women are encouraging young women to follow, and it's setting them up for failure. By giving advice to date around and have fun, they're essentially promoting a lifestyle that revolves around short-term gratification with no thought of long-term consequences. Let's be real. When women talk about having fun, it often translates to juggling multiple partners and indulging in fleeting pleasures without any real commitment or emotional investment. She even mentioned, go and have your fun. Free dinners, which ties directly into the concept of having a roster. For many women, this roster isn't about building meaningful connections. It's about having a lineup of men they can rotate through for validation, attention, or financial benefits like free meals. It's transactional, not relational, and it's a game that leaves everyone involved feeling used and dissatisfied in the long run.
When someone says, I don't need anyone, I can handle everything on my own. So often what that really means is when I did need someone, no one was there. And so now it feels safer to not need anyone at all than to need someone and be let down again. We all need human connection and support. Those of us that say we don't often need it the most.
So I need you guys to tell me why I can't meet somebody in the gym. There's so many comments that people are like, that's not what the gym's for. Why? Why is it not? Why? Why can't I meet somebody in a healthy environment? Do I have to go to a bar? Does it have to be at a restaurant? Does it have to be out? Do I have to go clubbing? Because I ain't doing that. So I want to be in an annoying gym relationship. I want to be so in love and cutesy and my man comes up and grabs my butt after a squat. Like, I want that. I want my man to come up and kiss me while I'm at the gym. Like, oh, do you mind? Like, why? Why can't I have that? And why would I not meet someone at the gym when that is my goal? Is to be the annoying gym couple that is like super cute. Everyone's like, oh my God, they're so cute. Don't hate on my dream, you guys.
I will agree that the gym would be a great place to meet someone, especially since you already share a common interest in fitness and health. But unfortunately, many women have ruined that opportunity for many men and women. Even this woman here is trying to find a good man at the gym. But the problem is that men aren't even entertaining that idea anymore. The truth is, many men are no longer willing to approach women in the gym because they've faced too many negative experiences. Men know that making a move could lead to rejection. Awkwardness, or even being accused of harassment.
In this game, you gotta have that dog in you.
Made in America.